What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and today I have one for all you crime junkies out there. Today I will be sharing my thoughts and opinions on The Dark Corners of the Night by Meg Gardiner. This is the third book in the Unsub series, which I have been recently reading and reviewing on the channel. Both books 1 and 2, the reviews should be live already. I'll have those linked in the description down below if you would like to check those out. These books could actually be read as standalones, and spoiler alert, I'm already deep off into the fourth book in the series, and that one, just the way that it is in the story of all the characters involved, it actually feels like a fresh start novel and absolutely could be read as a standalone. There are a few little references back to the first two books, but they're so small and so slight that I really don't think those would bother readers if you pick up wherever you like in the series. With all that being said, I would not start, start here if you like, if this is the one that sounds the most interesting to you. Start here if you're someone who doesn't normally read crime thrillers and you want to see if it's something you might enjoy, especially one about a serial killer. Each book in this series is inspired by a different serial killer, and the one for The Dark Corners of the Night is the BTK killer, Dennis Rader. My caveat here is if you are a true crime fan, you've been reading all the books you can find, especially those about serial killers, you watched all the documentaries, movies, specials, then this book might not be one you'll enjoy as much. When we were in the parts about the serial killer and hunting him, that was really good. But there was a whole lot of time and focus spent on statistics and building out the profile for the serial killer. And because I've watched so many specials, because I've read so many books, it was all regurgitated stuff that I have seen and heard a billion times. So I was a little bored with that, especially in the way that it was put into the book. It was done by way of lengthy conversations, dialogue, and I just lost interest. In this installment of the series, The Dark Corners of the Night, FBI profiler Caitlin Hendricks returns, and we join her on her latest hunt for a serial killer. This serial killer has been dubbed the Midnight Man. He always enters homes very, very late at night or early in the morning. There shouldn't be many lights on in the houses so he can get in undetected. He targets homes with families, but leaves the children alive. As these attacks begin to escalate, the city of Los Angeles is just held in the grips of fear. Once again, Meg Gardiner shines in writing atmosphere. She really does a great job capturing the fear that these communities feel. And because we have a lot of children involved, she also has some points of view of children talking with one another at school, just what they would do to try and help secure their homes and how they're trying to stay awake and help keep watch and things like that. And that just really hits home when it affects the children. That gave me a whole new level of chill bumps I've not experienced before. This particular serial killer is really giving Caitlin and the rest of her team on the BAU trouble and building a profile, and that's where all the information is coming in. She's seeking help from different professionals, and they're having these long conversations about characteristics and drives and motivations, a lot of spitballing back and forth, trying to come up with something that they can give local law enforcement to put out into the media and hopefully find out who knows who this person is. As I've mentioned in my previous two reviews, I'm not a fan of our main character, Caitlin Hendricks, but I enjoy reading about her because I literally do not care what happens to her. Now, the character-driven reader in me is completely satisfied because Meg Gardiner always gives me a secondary or tertiary character that I just fall in love with. The problem with that is she usually gives them a very gruesome death. It's like she knows, she cackles, she creates these characters and she goes, I know I'm going to have a bunch of readers that's going to love this character and I'm going to have my serial killer take them out. It's just wrong. But finally, I picked one that did not die, and that character is Nicholas Keys. Now, Nicholas Keys made an appearance in the second book of the series, but it was very small. He is the technical analyst that works with Caitlin's team. Think Penelope from Criminal Minds or Abby from NCIS. Let's just hope Keys sticks around. I think he has a good shot because Caitlin absolutely loves him to bits too, so I think she would go to bat for him and make sure he stays out of harm's way. Fingers crossed. Meg Gardiner, if you see this, please do not kill this man. That is a wrap on my thoughts and opinions regarding my reading experience of The Dark Corners of the Night by Meg Gardiner. I would absolutely recommend this book. Any of you out there in the future, if you message me and say, hey, what's a great crime thriller? Meg Gardiner's books is going to be at the top of my list to recommend to you, so just go ahead and read that series, and then we can move on to some other ones like the Bill Hodges trilogy by Stephen King. If you loved that trilogy, which that one a lot of people have read and enjoyed, you would love the Unsub series. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit that like button on your way out today. Have a great rest of your afternoon or evening, and I will catch you in the next one.